morning, good morning, good morning. I am so thrilled to be before you once again on this day. Remember, if this video speaks to you in any kind of way, feel free to like, comment, and share. This is Empowerment365 with Jamarr Williams. I am your host, Jamarr, with two R's Williams, and I am so glad to be able to bring you your daily dose of motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. Without further ado, let's get started. Today is Sunday, October 25th, 2020, and today's quote is, I understand the need for a full circle of balance in my life, and therefore will not only find time for the priorities of work, but also set aside time in order to fulfill the priority of coaching. I will say that once again. I understand the need for a full circle of balance in my life, and therefore will not only find time for the priorities of work, but also set aside time in order to fulfill the priority of coaching. Now, here in recent weeks, every Sunday, we've been focusing on what it takes to maintain that full circle of healthy balance in your life. We've talked about the importance of rest, relaxation, reflection, and this week, of course, we are talking about coaching. I want to be able to focus on that. First point I want to be able to make, the profession of coaching. Think about that for a second. When you think about the typical maybe life coach, the business coach, the mindset coach, even the financial coach, what is it that they all have in common? Well, the coach is there to help provide some type of direction, leadership, and guidance. Here it is. The coach helps you to recognize who you are, where you are, and opposed to where you want to be. The coach is there to help you build upon your strengths and your weaknesses, to take those weaknesses and turn them into coaching opportunities, learning, growth, and personal development and evolution opportunities. The coach is there to help you realize and identify the potential that is already inside of you. Notice I am placing emphasis on the word what? You. Y-O-U. The coach will very rarely, no matter what field they are operating in, they will very rarely give you the final answer. Why is this? Because the coach already recognizes that you are great. The mindset coach, the life coach, the business coach already recognizes that, guess what? You're already great. Your ideas are already great. So very rarely will they give you the final answer. But what they will do is provide that, once again, guidance and leadership and the support necessary to lead you to that answer that is already in you, that great potential, and help you unlock and get in touch with that greatest potential that is already on the inside of you. Second point I want to be able to talk about in the area of coaching, what we truly must learn how to do is address the problem areas, address the issues, address the weaknesses, address the areas that we have for so long ran away from. Think about it. Are you having trouble in the areas of your mental or your emotional health or your emotional state? Are you having issues in your social life? Or are you having issues in your work-life balance? Issues in your relationships as far as accomplishing and having that level of fulfillment and happiness? Are you even having trouble in money management? Guess what? There are different, numerous, various types of coaches out there to help address these issues. We have to be able to stop running away from those issues and guess what? Address those issues so that we can what? Unlock and release our inner greatness. Third and final point I want to be able to make is all about self-coaching. A lot of us don't realize that when it comes to coaching, there is a such thing as self-coaching. There's a such thing as self-development, self-growth, self-coaching. What is self-coaching all about? Self-coaching is all about hearing and listening to that inner voice that is on the inside of you. We don't realize it at times, but we were all given an inner voice. Remember how I talked about our greatness, how we are all unique, how we are all an individual? Guess what? That individual greatness came with in an inner voice. Some of us call it a conscious. That voice, that inner voice, some of us, the harsh reality is that some of us, we aren't hearing. We aren't listening to it. We aren't trusting in it. And if we are going about hearing or listening and trusting in it, some of us are so afraid of being great. so afraid of failure, so afraid of success at times that we go about ignoring and avoiding that inner voice. But guess what? That inner voice is the innocence on the inside of you. That inner voice is the greatness on the inside of you saying, hey, I need you to go do this. You can do it. The idea that you have is wonderful. It's magnificent. And you need to be able to share it with the rest of the world. There is a such thing as a self-coach, that inner voice, that inner conscious on the inside of you that is simply waiting on you to simply go forward with your plan. Listen, a man by the name of Dev Patek, maybe you've heard of him. He did a famous a TED talk back in 2017, and he said these very words about coaching. All right. The best, and I quote, the best in you is waiting for the coach in you to speak up. I'll say that once again. He said, and I quote, the best in you is waiting on the coach in you to speak up. Let's say that together once again with conviction and authority. And I quote, the best in you is waiting for the coach in you to speak up. What does that mean? And I'm going to leave us with this charge on today. The coach in you, that inner voice in you, is pushing you, is believing in you. And that inner coach is waiting to just simply speak up. That coach is waiting to connect directly with your greatness and say, hey, I give you permission to go be great, to go change the world, to go make the world a better place, to go make your environment a better place. That inner coach on the inside of you is waiting to speak up so that you can have permission and you can have the confidence to simply go do what it is that you set out to do. Remember that charge today. Let's start listening to the inner coach, that inner voice that's on the inside of us. This has been Empowerment 365 with Jamarr Williams. I am your host, Jamarr, with 2 R's, signing off.